Welcome to my minimalist wardrobe tour. Today I'm going to walk you through each item and explain why I've chosen to keep what I have in my wardrobe and also what pieces I'm thinking of letting go of. So this is my wardrobe, what it looks like. I'm wearing an outfit right now and I have a few items in another room that are hanging up or in the wash, but I will show you each piece individually and go through it with you. So this is my tops and t-shirt. I don't tend to wear t-shirts very often, so I just have one here just in case. And the other two tops are for layering, so I tend to wear them under clothing, and I'm wearing one as well, so I have 3 of these tops in total. These are my 2 linen skirts and they are such a staple in my wardrobe. I wear them every day and I rotate them, and they are linen so they don't tend to wear out, and they are kind of this layered skirt or tiered skirt, and yeah, they're just really comfortable and they just last a really long time. So these are what I wear, and if one wears out then I just replace it with another linen or cotton skirt, but I prefer linen over cotton just because it lasts really well. But yeah, instead of pants, this is what I wear, and then underneath I wear tights, and that keeps me warm, so I can wear these all year round, just layering them, so going from summer to autumn and winter, and it works really well. So these are my 2 aprons, and it might seem like a strange item to have in a minimalist wardrobe, but I will show you myself wearing them later on. And these items are really good because they protect my clothing wearing the aprons, and also it changes up my style. So these are apron dresses, and when I wear them it looks like different outfits, and I will show you that later on. These are my 3 cardigans. The middle one is a newer one that I haven't really worn much, but I got it in an op shop and it's just really nice and light and it will be great for layering. The first one I also got from an op shop, and it's a light kind of beigey fawn colour, and I really like that. It goes with everything I wear. And the third one is a cardigan that I really love. I got this brand new. So the reason that I don't know if I will keep it, which I'll talk about later, is because it's really thick, but it's a nice natural colour and it's just a really cozy cardigan, and yeah, it's a really nice piece. And this here is a travel bag or overnight bag, and I used to use this for travelling, but now I have changed over to using a backpack, which I will show soon. So I don't use this very often, but it's a really nice bag. This is the MacPack backpack that's relatively new, and I really like it. It fits all of my things. So these are some of my accessories, well, my hats and sunglasses and purse. And on the left I wear this hat all the time because it gets really hot here, even though it's a cooler climate, the sun is really strong. I've got a beanie, my scarf, a purse and sunglasses. I don't tend to wear sunglasses very often because with the hat I don't really need them, so I'm not sure if I will keep these. And also the beanie I don't wear very often, so these are to be considered whether I will keep them or not. These are my everyday bags. I've got a tote bag on the right and a knitted bag on the left, and that's all I really need. I don't use heavy handbags anymore, like bulky handbags. I find these can roll up and fit in a bigger bag when I travel, and they're just easy. I can wash them as well, so this is what I'm using instead of a traditional handbag, and it works for me. Now we move on to shoes, and this is what I own. I've got the barefoot shoes on the right. If you're wondering why I have two the same, it's because I have indoor and outdoor ones. These are my sandals and my ballet flats. Now, since we've moved to a cooler climate, I don't wear the two shoes, the sandals and the ballet flats, as often. I'm considering not keeping the ballet flats, but the reason that I keep them is because they're more dressy. So it's kind of hard to know what to do about that, because my running shoes I wear all the time. Like I said, I've got house shoes and outdoor shoes, and the sandals I wear for a short period of time in summer. Where we lived previously, I wore them all the time, so they got heaps of wear. So I'm just considering what I will do if I don't end up wearing these for the rest of the year at all. I will probably donate them at some stage. So this little box on the left is where I store underwear, socks, underwear, and I've got a little nightie rolled up, a summer nightie, but I don't tend to wear it very often. I usually just wear tights and a top. So everything fits in here and it's really easy and compact, and so I'm not really going to go through it individually, but that's where they're stored. These are two pairs of tights. They're organic cotton and I really like these tights. I wear them under my skirts or dresses. I don't wear them on their own. So basically they are something that I layer with and I really like them. They're just a staple in my wardrobe. And I'm also wearing a third pair of tights, not the same brand, but a thinner pair. So all up I have 3 pairs of tights. These are my two hoodies. I really love the cream one on the right. I wear this all the time at home. It's a real staple piece. The hoodie on the left is also really nice and I love the colour of it, but I don't tend to wear it as much as the other one just because it's not a zip-up hoodie. So if I had to let go of one, I'd let go of the one on the left, but for now it's kind of a backup. And so I do wear it when the other one's in the wash, and these are just what I wear at home. I don't wear them out, but I really like them because they're just a cozy piece in my wardrobe. These are two blouses that are linen. The one on the left is a short sleeve linen and the one on the right is a long sleeved cotton, and I do wear the short sleeve one on a regular basis at home or going out, and the other one's more of a church or special occasions just because the collar makes it seem a bit more dressier, but I get a lot of wear out of these, and so they sort of go with my skirts, and yeah, they're comfortable to wear, and so these are quite an important couple of pieces in my wardrobe. So this is one of the aprons that I wear every day, and I mentioned earlier that I have 2 aprons that I layer over my clothing, and so they help keep my clothes lasting longer, and I also just really like them. So this is the pink one, and I also have a brown one. Oh, this is me wearing the thicker cardigan and my at-home hoodie, really comfortable. And this is my brown apron. So as you can see, I can make a few different outfits with minimal clothing. And this is my cream coat that I am honestly considering of donating. And I've had this for well over a decade and I really love this coat, and it looks really nice and dressy, and it's the colour that just goes with everything that I own. But the problem is, since we've moved, I tend to wear my MacPack jacket more often than not, and I'm more holding on to this because it's dressy and I might need it, but I'm not wearing this as often as I would like, so it's just in this sort of wait and see category, because I really like all my clothing to be worn regularly or they kind of have to earn their spot in my wardrobe. This is my MacPack jacket that I wear literally every day. Anytime I leave the house, this goes on, and I wear it for most of the year. So it is really earning its keep, and it's one of the few items that I've bought new. Well, my husband bought it for me last year. So I tend to get 3 questions in regards to my minimalist wardrobe. And that is why I don't own many clothes. Why do I even want to keep so few clothes? And the answer to that is that I've always only ever worn a few outfits, repeating or rotating them like a uniform. So I realised that it's pointless keeping extras, and everything goes together. I don't need to think too much about what to wear. My clothing tends to work for all occasions. I just kind of add something or take away something to make it dressier or more casual. And I realise that this may not work for everyone, depending on your lifestyle, but I think owning fewer clothes is beneficial for most people, and it's just less stress in the mornings and knowing what to wear. I feel comfortable in everything I wear, and it just works. The next question is, where do I get my clothing? I always try to buy second hand rather than new, and I shop at op shops and online. Sometimes I buy new, but I'm careful about where I buy from, so it needs to be fair trade, organic, and mostly Australian brands. And I try to buy quality so that the pieces will last a long time, so therefore looking for natural fibres like linen and cotton. And I don't tend to go for wool because it's uncomfortable for me, but I do wear linens and cotton, organic cotton, and this could be mostly second hand or it could be new. But having natural fibres is not only eco-friendly, but it makes your clothing last a really long time. So I find that I have linen skirts that last me for literally like 4 or 5 years, if not more, and I wear them every second day. So yeah, they last a really long time, and they're also really good for getting stains out of as well, because I don't know, it just tends to come out easier. The next question is how it works in regarding wash and wear, etc. So people say to me, how would this work in regards to how often you need to wash your clothing? And I find that I only wash my outer garments a couple of times a week, and I wash my undergarments more often. And so cardigans and aprons or skirts get washed less often than the undertops and tights. And because my clothing is all sort of light colours, I wash them together with my daughter's clothing at the same time, or our lighter towels as well. And I either hang them outside to dry on the clothesline or next to the open fire. So I really don't find it an inconvenience to wash them that often. As I said, I used to wear outfits and rotate them anyway, so it's sort of not difficult for me to do it this way. In fact, I just find it easier because if I need something to wear the next day, I might just hand wash it and just put it by the fire, and it's dry by the next day. So it's really easy to care for. Now I've just got some tips for a minimal wardrobe. So one is to put away all clothing you aren't wearing right now. So if you're thinking about having a minimalist wardrobe, but you're just finding it hard to know what to keep and what not to keep, I suggest only keeping out the clothes that you're wearing on a regular basis, and put everything away. And this is not to say that you have to donate it all, but just get used to wearing what you have available. So it's said that we only wear 20% of our clothing, meaning 80% is not being worn and it's sitting in our wardrobe. And that was certainly the case for me. And so when I decided to only keep what I actually wear, I realised that I only needed a handful of clothing, and I donated my clothing a bag full at a time, so slowly chipping away at it until I was left with this amount. And I still have more than that I could declutter. Like, I don't need every single piece, and so I will let go of them as I find necessary. And it may be scary to let go of so much at the beginning, and so that's why I recommend putting the clothing aside that you aren't wearing and seeing if you miss any of it before selling or donating it. And you may need to separate seasonal items depending on your climate, so you can give yourself time to get used to a wardrobe and see what you need as the seasons change as well. The second tip I would give is to keep a personalised and simple colour palette. So keeping a simple personalised colour palette means your pieces will work together with little effort, and you will most likely find that your favourite items of clothing are similar colours or styles that go together. So get rid of items that don't work or fit in with the rest of your wardrobe. And if you want to add variety, then you can always use accessories such as a scarf, a bag or jewellery. And as you can see, I've kept a lighter colour palette because that's what I'm most comfortable wearing, and you may like darker colours or more colourful pieces, and that's fine as long as you're keeping items that kind of work together, sort of like a capsule wardrobe, but since you've got fewer pieces you really need to have a smaller colour palette, I guess, is what I would recommend, and then you can just sort of stick to those colours. And then, as I said, if you get bored with the same colour palette, you can always accessorise or add some colour in here and there. And the third tip I would say is to let go of the fear of what other people will think. So if you desire to keep a minimal wardrobe, you may be worrying about what others may think. And I want to reassure you that most people will not notice if you repeat or rotate clothing. And if they notice, they just probably won't care. And it always amazes me that people don't realise I have a minimal wardrobe. And so I usually get positive comments about my clothing, such as you always look nice, you wear nice clothes, where did you get it from? Or comments about the pale pinks or the colours I wear. But generally no one asks me, how many clothes do you own? In fact, when I have moved house, my sister-in-law was really surprised to see the small amount of clothing. And so I don't think people are going to notice. And as I said, we tend to wear our favourite clothing anyway, so you're probably already wearing quite a minimal wardrobe. The extra pieces may give us a sense of security, but they aren't necessarily necessary. So I would just say try and just stick to those few items that you wear all the time and to a simple colour palette, and then just not worry about what other people think as long as you're comfortable, and people probably won't notice. So it's something that I would let go of just so that you can enjoy the benefits of a minimal wardrobe. And I think it's one of the best changes I've made. It just makes life really simple and easy, and I don't have to think about all these extra things floating around in my wardrobe or in drawers, and I don't have to think too much about what to wear in the morning. It's just so much easier.